Okay, guys. So we're gonna try something a little bit different today. At This is something that hopefully will be able to help people be more aware of what's going on and inspire people. And today I have with me my co-host, not guest, a co-host, Mr. Rico Robles.
Hey, what's up, Chris? How you doing?
I'm good.
First time ko din to. I had to reach out to Chris. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of things online, news-wise, about the Philippines, about everything. And who best to talk about it than you? I see your TikToks, man. A lot of things that I could learn that we can learn. That's why we're like, okay, we got to do a show. We got to do a show.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
what's the show gonna be called?
Well, this one is called Now
Philippines,
Philippines.
right?
Yeah. So,
Okay, and that makes sense. Kasi now
mm,
there's so many things happening in our country,
mm.
and I think ito yung mga pwede natin pag-usapan, and help people keep up to date with what's happening now,
Yeah, and
right?
tsaka ano it's like I'm probably one of those majorities that's silent lang. Na pero you cannot keep quiet anymore. You know what I mean? Or just chilling and sitting down. You're like, they're all just gonna do the same thing, same case and all that. That's how I'm like, you are more versed into this.
Right.
Gotta learn from this. You know
And
what
at
I mean?
least by you being on the show, also for the viewers, they're gonna get a perspective or at least a way to be able to see it from
Mhm.
from your viewpoint.
Na yung
Eh,
casual browser lang online
Uh,
na parang, uy, chismis yun. Uy, okay, ano nangyayari? So I get, a deeper understanding of why things happen. Kasi every single year na, or every administration na lang, laging merong whistleblower, laging may expose, laging may ganun. Am I right?
Yes, actually, for most of the administrations, except
Mm,
uh, I think there was one that did not have any whistleblowers,
mm,
the previous administration.
mm,
Yun yung exception to the rule. But most of the time, there will be somebody
mm,
that will expose something about the government.
mm.
And that's interesting you brought it up because the problem now with whistleblowers is sila yung nakukulong.
Oh, really?
Yeah, instead of the perpetrators, it's the whistleblowers that actually end up in
They don't
jail.
they don't get the whole witness protection.
Sometimes they do, but the
Mm,
problem is because they're tagging very powerful people,
mm.
what happens is those powerful people will try to find dirt on you and then put you in jail. This is exactly what happened to June Lozada,
Okay.
the whistleblower for the NBN-ZTE deal. Do you remember that
That's
under Arroyo's time?
way the broadband deal.
Yeah, the broadband
The
deal.
Hello Garci.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So no, it wasn't Hello Garcia. It
Ay,
was
iba pa yun.
yeah,
Ah,
but that was during Arroyo's time. And
mm,
what happened? They pinned it and saw that there was an anomaly,
mm,
and it was Abalos and it was Arroyo and
mm,
daming kasabot dito eh.
mm.
Did anyone go to jail? No, except for
The
June
guy who,
Lazada. He went to jail for another issue.
uh,
Apparently, a land deal with his brother, and there was a conflict of interest, and then he went to jail for that.
so it's like
Versus
they found a way versus the big one.
Versus the big one, where a lot of people should have gone to jail. So can you imagine? That's why people are scared to be whistleblowers.
Mhm,
Kaya itong what's happening now with the flood control,
mhm,
the DPWH engineers, the DEs, the
mhm.
district engineers, maybe they could be the sacrificial lamb.
It could be a chain reaction. It's a chain reaction of things. It all started by with the post of what's that with the speech of Mayor Vico. Right, that
Yeah,
started it all. Right.
I wouldn't say that. I think that was one of the
Yeah,
catalysts.
yeah.
I don't think it's the only catalyst. I
Mm,
think Mayor Vico's speech did help, and
mm,
plus the disguise flaunting to
mm,
be able to run for mayor, and then their names were starting to come out na the Discayas
mm,
because 'di ba they ran for mayor,
mm,
pero before that 'di ba there was also the issue of the permits in the mga construction that
mm,
their company was involved with,
mm.
and they were suing Vico, then the Pasig government, and then the issue with the elections. They were they're the local partner
Mhm.
for the elections for Comelec
So
for
this
the
is the boxes.
yeah, the no, the
Okay.
automated
Automated. Yeah,
counting
yeah, yeah,
machines.
yeah, yeah.
So they were the local partner, and yet they were running for mayor.
That's conflict of interest already.
Exactly. So there were so many parang minor catalysts
Uh,
that are leading up to this. I think the main one was two things.
mm,
When it started to rain like crazy,
mm.
that was one of the problems.
That's nature. That's God telling
God
us.
telling us, "Hey, maybe we should take a look at this."
Yeah.
And have you noticed? Pare, I've never seen it rain this long continuously.
Yeah, and grabe yung floods.
Yeah.
I'm from Malabon. I grew up in
Oh,
Malabon. Where I lived,
wow.
Dampalit, Malabon. As in like
Wow.
a lizard would spit and it'll be flooded.
Oh my God.
So imagine when you are in Quezon City, you're in outside of Kamanava. Kasi
Mm.
Kamanava, normal sa amin na yung flood eh. You know what I mean? But then now it's just crazier.
Pare, that's sad kasi
Yeah.
Bulacan nga is the flood control
Yes.
corruption capital.
My God, I heard about this. Ano yung, what's it? The something boys. They call it.
Ah, yeah, the BGC.
BGC boys.
Right, right. The
Yeah, yeah,
BGC.
yeah.
Oh.
And that one really fueled everybody to be more angry.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but the thing is for me, so what I was saying was the catalyst. So it was Bongbong Marcos when he BBM when he announced in his sauna,
Mhm.
mahiya naman kay lahat. That was one of the catalysts because then the Congress members of Congress nagpalakpakan and people are like, how ironic, ano, you guys are the member of Congress, nagpapalakpakan kayo and we all know
And you're being.
you're actually the one benefiting from this and the one creating these insertions for blood flood control.
So I'm learning. I'm only learning about insertion now because of all the stuff that they're putting in the news of under investigations,
Yeah.
from street lights to lit-
Everything. So
wow.
streetlights, roadworks,
Uh,
buildings. And remember, the DPWH DE, si Bryce Hernandez actually said na nga na nung tinanong siya, so this problem with corruption or overpricing and being substandard, how, like, would you say how much of the projects are substandard? All of it.
and then ini-investigate na nga nila ngayon,
Yeah.
and that's what they are seeing.
Yeah. So the problem is right now, ito pa yung isang nakikita nila. Like,
Mhm.
di ba si Magalong,
Mhm.
anti-corruption, all of
Mhm.
that. And he was the special advisor to the ICI.
Mhm. He stepped down.
He
By the way.
stepped down
Yeah.
because now they found out that there's a tennis court
Mhm.
that was built for 120, I think 120 million.
Mhm.
Tennis court,
Who owns the tennis court?
120 in Baguio.
In Baguio. Okay.
Right. So the city government created this tennis court near Burnham Park
Mhm.
and they paid 120 million
Mhm.
to make a tennis court. A tennis court for 120 million. I want you to think about that.
It's a lot of money.
For a tennis court. And here's the thing. The contractor
Yeah.
is St. Gerard, owned by the
This guy.
Discayas. So
You
there's
need a go signal from the mayor?
for in this case the mayor because it
Yeah.
was a local LGU project.
Uh,
So parang o teka lang. And wait, so here's the thing that was interesting. Magalong is saying naman na, there's no corruption, you can check it. I admire him for stepping down then because at least you can have an independent investigation. If he's that confident, then great. But the thing is, 120 million for a tennis court?
must have been some
It
fine.
sounds-
It must have been the whole grass of Wimbledon.
Sure, yeah,
You know what
exactly.
I
Yeah, like
mean?
probably for 10 courts, maybe for
Could
one.
be.
So I don't know how many courts that is, but so that was an issue. And then also the rock netting issue
Yes, I heard about this.
in
Yeah.
Baguio. So, sorry, not in Baguio, I think in
In Ba-
particular, but
in the mountain.
In the mountains, right?
Benguet, no? That
Oh,
area.
and somehow I think there might be a relation to him as well on that.
Mhm.
And that's the thing. How can you be part of an investigation
If they're
when you're
dirt on you as well.
yeah? And remember, I don't know if you heard about this. The DPWH, yung district in Baguio started burning their
The
documents.
Documents. Yeah, I heard of this.
Wow, and
I'm
he's
seeing this online. So I'm like, oh, okay, so they're cleaning the trail?
yeah. So I'm thinking, wait, wow, interesting. That it was Magalong that told the ICI. By the way, sorry, that told Vince Dizon, the secretary of DPWH, they're burning the documents in Baguio. Baguio. So medyo, it was kind of, it made me question things. Not saying he's guilty. I want to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. Seems like a nice guy.
What if he was sort of crooked in the beginning, then he kind of had a change of heart, then
Alam mo, for me ganito, this is my perspective on that. Because the system is so corrupt, it's so systematic and it's so endemic, the corruption, na parang I'm at the point where, o sige, parusahan na yung pinaka-corrupt and everyone else, you're all corrupt. Can we just clean up our act and stop? Stop na lang. Come on.
but it's nga a system that you're walking into. That's always been the question. So how do you clean up a system that's been in existence for hundreds of years.
Right.
How does one? Yeah, I mean, it starts with votes. I mean, maybe
do we
with all that.
do we blow up the entire
Di
system?
ba? That could be it.
Revolution?
It could be it.
Is that what you're thinking?
That could be it.
You know, we've done it in 86 EDSA
Mhm.
1. We did it
Yes,
in
I
EDSA
remember that.
DOS, getting rid of ERAP.
Mhm.
Um, and as much as I actually agree with EDSA 1,
Mhm.
I don't know if I w- I call that the nuclear option.
Mhm.
Let's not go there. If we can avoid the nuclear option, let's avoid it. I
Mhm.
mean, but that is definitely that should be an option on the table.
Because that's always been the question, right? The para bang, okay, do we just go to EDSA again? Do we just go to EDSA? Oh no, galit tayo, EDSA! Di ba? Ganun eh. But then the last time, I mean, everybody, most of the people went. I'm not allowed to go because my parents are like, oh, baka mabomba yung entablado doon. They have that whole,
Okay.
how they have that thing, right? But then, what's next?
Yeah. I think right now we're at that cusp of consciousness in
Mhm.
terms of an awareness of what's happening in Philippine politics for Filipinos everywhere. I saw this awakening in 2022 where suddenly parang nagising yung mga Pinoy and everyone started to be more politically aware.
Kasi late night, meron tayong press con.
All right. Yeah, sure.
Every late night, we got a press con that we have to listen to.
Are you okay with mentioning ba that who you voted for in the past and
Well,
supported,
yeah,
or is
I
this something?
supported Duterte before,
Okay,
on his first run. Kasi at the time, he was, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, he was up against Marojas at
I
that
don't
time.
remember
At
who.
the time. Yeah,
I don't remember
it
who
was
he was.
Mar. I think it was
Okay.
Mar that he
Oh
was
yeah,
up
yeah,
against.
probably yeah.
And he was like teasing him, and I'm like, and then it was like more of like a dude bullying the other guy, and the other guy's picon, you know what I mean? So it's just like, okay. But I wanted to vote for Miriam. But then Miss
Mm.
Miriam, of course,
Had cancer
yeah,
and
she
eventually
passed.
passed away. Yeah.
And then, so I was like, all right, we'll get the Duterte is nice. So it seemed like it was gonna change the Philippines in a certain way. And then in comes personal issues with things. So I couldn't figure out, like, okay, what happened? And in the middle of a pandemic, you're sitting down like, I gotta hear this at night. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then you get that on a daily
Yeah.
basis. And it
Well,
was taxing.
what was the turning point for you?
It's just to hear it over and over.
So there was no particular parang news you heard or opinion you heard, but it
No,
was
it was
more
just more of,
straight from the horse's mouth. You
yeah,
were
yeah,
watching
yeah.
him and you're like, I can't.
You can't. I mean, how can you fix something? I understand he was fighting for the Philippines. Like he got her bell back. And then, from America, all that stuff. Pero nga, historical, yes, I get that part. Pero nga, I'm trying to figure out, okay, what's next? I understand you want to fix this and fix it. He was the queen. He needed to rattle the ant hill
Right.
to get rid of, to get the queen out.
Yeah.
And that's what he did.
Yeah.
He served his purpose on that end. But then to follow, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, what's next?
Yeah. So that's interesting. I love that you're able to share that.
Mhm,
Because I think a lot of people went down that rabbit hole.
mhm,
A lot of people, very similar story to yourself, where they supported Duterte at the start, and I understand why. It was something different, and parang the messaging was strong. Na well, I had never agreed with that messaging. Papatayin ko lahat ng mga drug addict. Listen, I know a lot of people that do drugs,
mhm,
and I don't think most of them deserve to die.
mhm,
I think everyone still deserves due process. But I understand the clamor.
mhm.
Was more about criminality rather
Pagod
than
na yung tao.
right,
We needed the dirty Harry.
right,
We needed a quick
th-
solution.
a shortcut.
Yeah.
And that's where the problem lies. But I said, but I understand the clamor because I was getting frustrated too.
Mhm,
So you come in, this guy comes in and says, I'm going to do this. Great. The problem was when that person that comes in to clean up the stuff starts to do the dirty work.
mhm. Then that's
Yeah, for his own benefit,
mhm,
for his own personal interest, for vendetta.
mhm.
Doon na yung problema when the person that's supposed to be cleaning up the system is the one abusing the system.
But don't most, if not all, people in power, that happens
Yeah.
in
Yeah,
a
di ba?
in a way. It's like, okay, in the beginning,
You're the,
great. It's for our country, and then all of a sudden, slowly.
Yeah. So that's why you don't stay in power too long because you start the hero and you end up becoming the villain
Yes,
that you're
yes.
fighting against. Then
Uh,
one day you look in that mirror and ikaw na ang kalaban.
mm,
Ikaw na yung kadiliman.
mm.
Ikaw na yung kasamaan, di ba?
Yeah, yeah,
Yun yung
yeah.
problema. I
Mm,
think maybe he did have the right, so what I mean by this, he did have the right intentions at
mm,
the start, but the wrong methodology,
mm,
and eventually he had illusions of grandeur
mm,
that got the best of him. But I think those illusions of grandeur were already there.
mm,
The idea that I can kill,
mm,
that idea when somebody says I can take a life anytime I want, that's an insane sociopathic mindset, narcissistic sociopathic mindset that serial killers have. Yung I can take a life when I want and nobody can stop me. It's like you think you're God.
mm.
That's the scary part.
But then was it because he was saying that for the sake of having to deal with people of that matter as well on the opposite end?
No, no, that was deep psychological. That's a deep psychological mindset.
Mm,
You can see it. Because when somebody says that, so there are two things that people say. One is the projected, what they say voluntarily.
mm,
The other one's the involuntary. It's
mm.
the tick,
The the deeper thoughts
yeah,
of
that they don't
things,
see
the
that.
intuition.
Yeah. So when
Okay.
you're looking, saying it,
Yeah.
they're not meaning to say it, but it's coming out. That's when you know that that's the real person.
Uh,
When somebody's obsessed with death, rape,
uh,
mga ganyan, mga
uh,
topics like that, that's the real inner
mm,
desires. That's what they look for. So that was the problem. And for me, it was the abuse. It was very abusive, the pandemic. Yun na nga yung sinasabi mo, like watching our kababayans
it's tough.
suffering
It's
and
tough,
then,
man.
pucha, then they give it to Farmally.
I mean that whole face
The
shield.
face shield,
Yeah, yeah.
man, that
I didn't know that either. I was like, why we gotta have a face shield?
doesn't make sense,
Yeah,
diba?
that's all the other countries don't, but we do. You
Yeah. And
know?
then people are saying, you have to wear it.
Yeah. Oh my god! I remember the early days of pandemic, and never ako naging up to temperature ko. Namimiss ko na nga ngayon kung ano yung temperature ko. Ano ba
Oo
yung
nga,
temperature ko?
38 po. Ano yung dapat na
Yeah.
temperature natin? 38.4?
37.5. Am I right?
Eh, anything
37.5.
above, anything above 38.6
Huwag ka
ata
na
is,
pumasok.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Oo nga pala, tama, tama.
Diba?
So, but yeah, so moving forward to today naman. So,
So now, like the daughter is VP, then Bong Bong now is of course our president. Ano yung difference now? I mean, I thought they're supposed to be in the same team.
well, I don't think they were ever. It was a marriage of convenience.
Mm,
So they knew kasi if they ran separately, they both were not gonna win
mm,
against Lenny.
mm,
So BBM knew that. He was very smart. So then when they joined forces,
mm,
out of convenience, BBM won.
mm.
The problem was Digong never liked it. He never wanted Sarah to run for VP. He wanted Sarah to run
As a
for president.
president. Because I mean, I remember Duterte always was masa,
Yeah.
right? You know what I mean? So Lenny is mostly on the middle class, am I right? And higher end.
That's a misnomer. Because actually Duterte, if you look at the people that support him, they're actually educated.
Mm,
They're actually middle class.
mm,
They're actually the ones that are pissed na grabe yung kriminalidad.
mm.
And look at me, I'm working hard. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's
me.
actually the middle class. Yeah, it's actually the middle class.
Yeah,
I have met so
that's
many
me.
people that are middle class that
Mm,
supported Duterte more than the massa.
mm,
Because the massa were the ones that are getting killed
mm.
without due process, without their rights are trampled on. Kawawa talaga. So that's why it's a misnomer to say it's the massa that voted for Duterte. No, majority of them are middle class.
See, because I'm learning these things as we go on. You know
Yeah.
what I
So,
mean?
but having said that, so where we're at today is quite interesting because
Mm.
people rallied, but
What's next?
and there are two rallies that happened.
Yeah, there's. Hindi ko magets yung ano, yung the other rally na nagsisira ng gamit. I didn't understand that.
Right.
Was it for country or was it for content? We don't know. You know.
It was to exploit the explosive situation,
Uh,
to be able to light the match,
uh,
literally and figuratively, to create that
Habit.
revolution.
Like parang sa Nepal.
Oh, they wanted a Nepal.
Ah.
The people behind the scenes wanted a Nepal
Uh,
because they have their own ulterior motives
uh,
to get back into power, to
I
seize
gotcha.
power.
I got
So they used the youth,
Yes.
mga kabataan. They used some of the out of school youth, the
Mm.
street kids, the gangs,
Mm,
paid them to
mm,
be able to do this.
mm,
What I heard is from Mark Gamboa, who mentioned it, was they were paying 14 or 15,000 per stabbing. That's why ang daming police na nasaksak.
There's condolences to the family of the. There's one cop I think that
That died. Yeah, yeah. And the police practice maximum restraint. Kudos to them. But because you're being confronted with a knife, if that was in the States, they'd be shot.
the National Guard.
Yeah, as soon as you come in with a knife, you would be shot. Dito nga, they practice maximum restraint. So kudos to them. Pero naawa ko sa ating yung mga kabataan.
Mm.
At yung mga ginamit, they were pawns in this.
Tsaka nakita ko yung mga parents yata and loved ones are like crying in front of the prison, the ones who got arrested.
Yeah, but the thing is like some of these kids talaga are thugs. They're street kids, they're gang members,
Mm.
and they just wanted to make a buck.
Mhm.
So they have to face that reality. They have to face the penalties of that action. But at the same time, I feel bad because ginamit lang talaga sila by the people in power. Those are the ones
The
that
ones who
paid.
get in there and they're
Yeah.
hoping they get into Malacanang
Yeah.
and destroy
Right.
everything. But
Basta sabihin nga na, handa na ba yung mga lighter nyo sa marcha natin papunta Malacanang? Tapos yung tinanong ulit, hindi, pang candle vigil lang to. Alright. Ngayon, candle vigil. Really? Pero when you were saying it, didn't sound like...
you gotta throw a bottle there
Oo nga
somewhere.
eh. So talagang medyo nakakaduda yung mga balak ng mga yan eh.
So what's next? Okay, everybody went on the rally. Then ano nasusunod? We're just standing by on the hearings.
Yeah. Well,
You see the way she was doing the finger heart.
Yeah.
Walang remorse.
wala. I think they think they're gonna get away with it.
Mhm.
So that's what I think. But I think for the people, one of the things that we can all do
Mhm.
is the vigilance is keeping tabs on what's going on
Mhm.
and actually commenting.
Mhm.
Commenting on social media. That is a form of revolt.
But people are scared to comment because once you comment, people will rain on you.
Not anymore.
Really.
No, it's the other way around. So back then in 2016, people had that mentality na ayoko mag-comment kasi ibabash ako. But the people bashing are all trolls.
Mhm.
So there's a
It's a
change.
paid trolls.
Right.
Yeah,
And that's what they do. The trolls will rage bait.
Mhm.
They will say something and then get you to rage. They rage bait you and then that increase the engagement on their post. So that's two sides of it. Yeah. So one side is you don't want to say something because you get bashed in 2016. Today's the other way around. When the trolls say something, now they get bashed by the netizens, by you guys, by everyone. Because na-realize na ng mga tao ngayon that, wait a minute, I'm not going to be cowered into silence
Mhm.
by being bullied. I'm going to bully the bully.
People
I'm
are
gonna
standing up.
Yes.
Hey,
And they realize that silence is complicity. Pag tahimik ka, papatahimikin ka talaga and you are part of the problem when you're quiet. We need to speak out, especially when there's wrong happening. So that's what we can do beyond going to a rally.
Mhm.
That's one thing that we can do.
To share the right information, the right news,
Yep.
articles that we find. And then what if you come across these people? How are you supposed to deal with them?
99% of these people are cowards.
What if I run into to them at a restaurant? It's like,
I run into mga DDS trolls.
Yeah.
I've seen them. I know what they look like because I've run into them. Most of them are quiet. Most of them are silent. Some of them will say to me, Duterte ako.
and that's it.
And they will just ignore me. They won't talk
I
to me.
mean, the time when that election, when he first sat down, I had a bumper sticker and everything. I'm the only, dalawa lang kami sa office. Everybody else were Lenny.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, that's what I believe in.
Yeah.
So I'm learning. I'm opening my mind
Yeah.
into a lot of things.
And I think the thing is people, because listen, I totally understand the issue with people wanting more parang government control, government protection. Kasi too much of the freedom is allowing criminality to flourish. But the problem with the other side is, well, actually not even with the other side. The problem with what happened with Duterte was, yun na nga he allowed his own interests to trump over the interests of the country by allowing China to come in. That was the piss me
The
off.
deal with well, kasi nga, if
The
they
Pogos.
said if they're gonna get a deal with the United States, what are we gonna get out of it? That was
Yeah, but look at what happened with what they did with China. They let China's building military bases around
that's
us.
what I heard. Yeah.
That's using our own land to build military bases, and he allowed it. Number one. Number two, pogos. Pucha, did you see the criminality happening in our country because of pogos? You would see it driving around all these Mga dayuhan, mga Chinese
Yeah.
nationals treating our own countrymen like second-class citizens.
Like, may pagkabastos ng konti.
But hindi may
Yeah.
pagkabastos talaga.
Oo.
I've seen it with my own eyes, and I've heard of stories of our women getting raped,
Mhm.
being prostituted, security guards getting beat
Oh,
up.
this is what I see online, yung may mga
Oh
dens.
yeah,
And so there's no more pogo here, right?
thank God. Yeah.
No
Well,
more.
there's still a little bit underground, pero
Uh,
most of them are gone. A majority are gone. And have you noticed the criminality is now minimized because most of the criminal activity that they
was
were even
coming from it.
reporting was coming from the pogos.
Uh,
And Duterte, supported and defended the pogos, defended it.
what was the
Why would
reason why he brought him in?
why do you think?
Employment?
He said employment,
Uh,
but it didn't really employ a lot of Filipinos. It brought in a lot of mainland Chinese to work here.
it's
Di
more
ba?
as an agreement, I guess, that they had.
Yeah. Well, why do you think would they have an agreement?
That I don't
Di ba? Think about
know.
it. I mean,
Yeah, I'm
is it for
learning.
the Philippines? Di ba? Yun yung point
Yeah.
ko is if you think deeper, you're like, oh nga, no, hindi naman para sa Pilipinas to.
Uh,
Because it didn't even generate enough revenue for the from the BIR and from PAGCOR. It didn't. Because majority were illegal activities.
true.
So parang, why would he do that?
Mm.
Ah.
Makes you. I'm learning.
Yeah. So yun yung interesting doon.
Uh,
But yeah, for the rest of the citizens, I think yun na nga, yung having that open mind,
mm,
having the open mind to say, okay, maybe I'm wrong.
mm,
Sige, what can I do? And what can we all do? And I'm glad that you brought up nga that should we still be silent? No.
mm,
And listen, if you get bashed because it's okay.
mm.
You know you're on the right track.
As long
We
as what you think is right and it could favor most of the Philippines, most of us, most people,
yeah.
then the more people, the better.
Yeah, I would say nga, I would say na one way to think about how you want to think
Mhm.
is forget who you're supporting. Take out the political colors. Basta is what's good for the Philippines.
Mm.
Ask yourself that
Nandun na
question.
nga tayo ngayon. Like when they're like, ano ba? Ako pula, dilaw, ano, kapag na,
Uh,
kayo manggi.
that's why white.
Yeah.
That's why they said white. So when I was campaigning, I was wearing white
Ah,
during the campaign, and
ah,
people asked me what's your color. I said white. I go, why? Kasi ang puti, walang kulay.
true,
Wala
true.
akong kulay. I can blend with any color. I can be with any color.
Yeah.
But there's one color that I will always be with. Philippines.
Yeah.
Kasi what I fight for, and I do this the
Mhm.
politics blog I do is for the Philippines. So it doesn't matter if you're supporting Duterte or Marcos. We're helping each other.
Just
We're on
to
the same side.
move forward.
Yeah, we're all on the same side. We all have to be on the side of Philippines. And all of these politicians
Mhm.
are the ones against us.
Mhm.
That's how we should fight. Not, I'm supporting my politician. Mali na nga, sinusuportahan mo pa. What's wrong with you?
So now in comes the voting. How does that go?
2028.
You know, election is just what, 2 years from
2 years.
now.
Yeah. All, yeah. 26,
Wow.
20, 26,
People have a
27,
lot of
28. 3
access to
years.
the internet. You know,
Yeah.
what do we do? Kasi nga ang voting public, karamihan mga matatanda.
Yeah.
Pero I think the last election, kabataan yung
Yeah.
vote. No?
So the beauty is this in 2028, remember, that's 3 years more. So what'll happen? There's a new batch of voters that are going to be coming in.
Mm.
The 15-year-olds today are going to be voting by then.
Mm.
So the battle is for the minds of the youth.
Mm.
That's what they know. That's why we have to be very careful to protect the minds of the youth. And we have to give the right information. Kasi kundi, mabubudol na naman tayo. But this batch of youth, hindi nabudol. Because you saw the surveys.
Yeah.
Bam and Kiko were not even supposed to be in the top 12.
The surveys didn't favor whoever. You know,
Yeah.
the ones that favored the survey didn't win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the artistas didn't win, thank God. So,
Yeah.
nakita mo dito that hindi na tayo magpapabudol sa like Willie Revillame who didn't even know why he wanted to run.
He's
Bong
gonna
Revilla.
give you a bayong.
Oo, pero ba
Yeah, you make a choice.
Yeah.
So.
So which was good. That was a good thing. And the youth, I think, are smarter
But
now.
why is it that when you have to vote in the Philippines, sobrang complicated? They have to register on this date and then this
Okay.
date.
Actually, I think it sounds more complicated than it is. So they'll say na, o mag-register ka na. So for the people watching, if you've already voted in the past election, all right, I think past two elections, hindi mo
Naka-register ka pa rin.
naka-register ka na.
Okay.
It's the ones that did not vote for parang 2 elections. Check mo na lang to. If you haven't voted so many number of times, then you have to re-register. Or if you never voted. But if you've been voting, you're okay.
Okay,
So may
okay.
ganun yan.
See, I didn't know this. Now
Yeah.
I know. Now I know.
And then they just say, oh, register na. So what you do is you just go to wherever the registration.
Municipal, ano, sa
Yeah.
ano ako, Dampalit, Malabon.
Yon.
Elementary school. Yan.
Yon. And then just register. And that's it.
Yeah.
It's that
Okay,
simple.
okay.
So to register, you just show your proof of residency, valid ID, proof of residency, and then that's it. So,
Okay.
and that's what I'm hoping to happen is more of the youth vote.
Mhm.
We need the youth. Kasi honestly, I'm surprised nga eh. Yung mga matatanda, yung pa yung mga sumusuporta sa mga
Eh,
alanganin.
nung inaabutan eh. Di ba?
Talaga,
Yun,
tingin mo yun ba yun
eh,
sa
could
pera?
be. Especially, well, kasi the older ones, when they're voting, I sat down there and you have to fill out the sheet, no? And then you go to the senators. Pag alam mo na yung lima yung mga kilala mo, okay, sino nga ba yung ganito? Ay, sino nga ba yung, like this one,
Naalala ko to.
si Just Do It, Juan Fablier. Di ba? Yung mga
Ah,
ganun. Eh. That's where it's catchy, you know. So,
so I think the other problem is kasi
voters education, that's very important.
well, I'll also admit, pag tinignan mo lahat ng mga senatorials, I remember there was if I remember correctly, the last election was 60
Mm,
something, 66
mm.
senatorials. Can you imagine 66 out of that? How many names do you recognize?
Exactly.
Did you actually read their platform?
No.
No,
Sa
exactly.
dami. There's so
Sa
many.
dami, it's hard.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
how do you decide
Who's who?
Mr. Juan de la Cruz, who I've never heard of? Do I even care to listen to or read his platform? I don't even know who he is.
Tapos yung bobotohan mo pa, mainit. So nagmamadali ka na too.
Yeah, and you're just like, I recognize the name. Ito na lang iboboto ko.
Ah.
Um, that's the hard part. That's why I don't know. I'm a little bit torn senatorials because I actually believe that that's a popularity contest.
Mm.
I prefer voting per district where it's your district. I need to know what you've done for our community. Do you represent us? Which is the parliamentary system, which is Congress.
Okay.
um, but I'm not saying that we should go into a parliamentary system. I think there's a way to fix this. I don't know how, but I think there's a way.
How about that federalism that they're saying?
Uh, I think that the problem is beyond political systems.
Mhm.
I think the problem is morality.
Mhm.
I think we are so morally bankrupt that we need to fix that. Kasi I don't care what political system you have, kung morally bankrupt ang tao, ang taong bayan,
Mhm.
it can corrupt any system.
So it's more of educating people what is right and what is wrong. It goes to the basics of
Yeah, our principles.
tama yan, ang mali. Kasi minsan we've seen it growing up so much, we think it's normal. Yung pala hindi pala normal yung
Yeah.
gano'n.
Di ba we've normalized nga politicians? I always talk about this. How often do we si ano yan, no? Si congressman yan, no? Uy, si mayor yan, no? Di ba? Uy,
Consi.
papicture tayo, di ba?
Ah.
Yaman niya. Ba't sinasabi mong mayaman ng isang kongresista?
It's
I mean,
supposed to be, you're supposed to be a public servant.
yeah, and honestly, I mean, they make okay money. They make
Yeah.
100 or 200,000 a month. 200, I think 200,000 a month or 250. That's still a good income. But to drive a Lamborghini or a Ferrari,
no,
come on, dude. Kahit a billionaire. If you're a billionaire, I'd understand. Then are you a billionaire? You can't be a billionaire as a congressman. So don't give me that crap that I know that you made your money naturally and legally. Come on.
So that's the thing. So what should be the punishment if people get caught?
So I've been hearing this, ano?
Yeah.
Are you for the one of the calls I've been hearing, si Agbayani ba 'yon? Si Bayani Agbayani said gusto daw niya death penalty. Siya ba yung nagsabi no? May mga narinig akong calls sa mga ganyan eh.
I'm for probably worst comes to worst. You know, death penalty, fine. Pero for me, it could be ano tawag doon? Community service.
Communities, wow, layo nun from death penalty to community service.
We don't have that here.
Yeah, but do you think community service is gonna make somebody stop?
Pag pinturahin mo ng EDSA yun, araw-araw, the whole people will watch and, di ba? Corrupt. I mean, I don't know, you have to go gentle. You can't just go, you're still the church and the state. You know what I mean?
But you just went to the death penalty as the other option. You went to both. That was so extreme. I was like,
you know,
wow.
kasi, I mean, kung death penalty kasi matatakot ang tao. Singapore, I think, has it. Am I right?
Yeah.
Singapore and
China.
But
there's still corruption in China. Massive corruption.
Oh, really?
But here's the thing. I want to mention about death penalty. Ako, that's the problem we had with the previous administration. People wanted that shortcut. Patayin na lang. Didn't solve anything. As a matter of fact, drugs flourished during that time. Until it flourished, and that's what's causing the problem now. Difference was back then it was local.
Mhm.
And then naging imported lahat ng drugs.
Mhm.
Galing China.
Um,
Oh, sino kaya malapit sa China, di ba? Pero nakapagtaka, di ba? Kung
uh,
talaga bang bansa yung,
it's all the same.
or
Okay.
meron ka bang parang, is it an industry na lang? Kalaban ba yung pinoprotektan mo, yung bansa mo? Hindi mo na alam. But the point is this people wanted a shortcut.
Uh,
And the problem with shortcuts is there are a lot of collateral damage.
so
A
and
lot.
families, kasi nga,
Wrong accusations,
yes.
abusing the system. So that's what happened with that general, retired general in PCSO when Garma allegedly had him killed.
Mhm.
And then nilagay yung pangalan lang niya sa drug list to make him look like a drug dealer or drug protector when he
So
wasn't.
there's no due
Yeah,
process.
exactly. That's why you need the due process because you
Uh,
don't want people just putting your name on the list. And believe me, I felt that when somebody suddenly called me and said, "Oh, news media made a mistake and
uh,
tagged me as a drug dealer." I'm like, "What the
uh,
heck?" Oh, so can you imagine and how crazy that was? And they just kill you because of an accusation.
mm,
So that's why I'm not for the death penalty.
mm.
As much as I would
So what is the
love,
solution?
I think definitely there has to be justice. The problem is our judicial system's broken.
Mm,
You've seen it. Come on. Binay was acquitted recently
mm.
for the parking building overpricing.
Yeah, I heard of this. Yeah.
Binay and all of the officials.
Uh,
And they're saying there's not enough evidence. Wait a minute. The evidence is right in Makati. Take a look. It's overpriced. And you're saying none of the officials nor Binay had a hand in it. So who did it? Oh, wow. Ghost then? I mean,
so
come on.
is it safe to say na yung nangyayari ngayon with the flood control thing? Is it a chain reaction na that they'll start to open up in the other areas? Ako medical pa lang.
Oh, wow. Yeah, medical. Yeah, that's, see, can you imagine? You
I
know?
mean, if you get sick here in the Philippines, your money will be done.
Yeah.
And it is rare that you get a diagnosis na malinaw.
Right.
Maraming test, maraming test, maraming test. And you just run out of money.
So I agree with you. That's a problem. Is
Yeah.
PhilHealth
Yeah.
is corrupted.
Mm,
The DOH is
mm,
corrupted. That should be looked at. I believe all agencies are corrupt.
mm,
I believe even the COA comes
mm,
out now that lumalabas COA got 1%. They would get 0.5% to 1% lagay to get that COA rating and that clean report
mm.
na, oh yeah, they did the job, they did it well, you
Yeah.
know. DBM, the
Mm,
DBM, the ones that release the budget,
mm.
oh, may nangyayari din
See,
dyan.
so that's the common denominator of everything is corruption.
Yeah.
So how does one end corruption?
So as citizens, what we can do is we have to make sure that we have our moral guidelines,
Mm,
our principles intact.
mm,
Kasi I think as citizens, our problem is we are also allowing corruption in our daily lives.
mm.
How many times do we say, oh, nahuli ka ng police, maglagay ka na
500
lang.
lang
Oh,
yan,
di ba?
200.
That's part of the corruption.
Uh,
And you normalize it because you think it's okay.
uh,
So it's not okay. You have to be outstanding, upright, keep your integrity. That way you can demand that of the people that represent you, and you will also look for that with the people that represent you. But in your own family, the problem is you yourselves accept corruption. In your own mga kamag-anak, I bet you we all we've dealt with a lot of corrupt people. I don't, by the
mm.
way, and I'm saying it right now. Pag I don't deal with mga corrupt politicos, I will say no.
So
I
pag
don't
alam mo ng medyo corrupt, okay, distance ka na.
I will not. I don't work with them. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
do
yeah,
anything
yeah.
with them.
Yeah.
I just stay as far away, and I don't need the money.
Mm,
Thank you, but luckily for me, I have that luxury.
mm,
Most people don't,
mm,
so they will be. Oh, I have to work. It's understandable. But if you can avoid it, avoid it. That's the thing. So that's I think one step we can do.
mm,
In terms of voting, of course. I mean, please naman kasi vote
mm.
right. But here's the problem.
Paano nga kung lahat ng nakalatag hindi right?
Yeah, I agree, and
'Di
that's a
ba?
problem, di
Doon ka na
ba?
ngayon, okay, sino? Lesser evil ka na.
Yon. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is the other thing that I think the citizenry can do. Run for office.
Ah,
From the local levels, barangay, kagawad, SK, all the way to councilor, to mayor, to vice mayor, to congressman, to run for a position in government. Kahit sabihin mo na, oo nga, Cora, pero how do we change it if you're not willing to put your share in it?
so when you run for it, you understand it more, the system.
Yes, not only do you understand it, you can actually win. I'll tell you, I already even if I lost,
Mm,
I learned so much, and I
mm,
know this is how you win. You just have to, if you want to be, let's say, a counselor
Mhm.
in the LGU, start doing work with the
And people
LGU.
will see it.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
literally do what you think a counselor does.
Mhm.
Go to the communities, help out on whatever you can. Raise funds if you have to. Go to get sponsorships. Yung talagang doing the work
Mhm.
and then giving it to the people. Oh, they need housing. Oh, sige, let's figure out how to get housing to the people. Mga ganon.
Mhm.
Education. Let's see how we can improve education. Ganon. So do the work.
Mhm.
People will see it. People will recognize the work. And
And
you need
they
more
will
than,
know when you're authentic. Eh.
yeah.
People will feel that in the heartbeat.
Yeah.
So don't be fooled by if they're famous.
Yeah, pero there's a misnomer nga. There's a fallacy, sorry, a fallacy where they think that vote buying still works. Actually, kind of still works, but I think a lot of people are smarter now. They'll take the money but
Not vote for you.
not vote for you. Exactly.
Yeah.
But in the provinces, I hear the problem is they're threatened.
Yes, I see that in the news.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially in the south. That's a
Uh,
big problem with the private armies of these
uh,
politicians. So
yeah.
nakakatakot doon. They'll give you the money.
And they'll make
They'll
sure.
make sure if you don't, you're not just gonna get the money, you're gonna get something else. You're gonna get a
Can
bullet.
you not accept the money?
Sometimes you don't have a
A
choice.
choice.
Because if you
Yeah.
don't accept it, what are you saying? You're not gonna vote for me?
And
Can
then
you
there's
imagine?
something waiting for you
Yeah, can you
outside.
imagine? Nakakatakot yun.
Uh,
I'll just take it na lang.
uh,
Kasi sinabi ni naku naman, paano ba tayo? Sino ba tayo na lumaban-laban dito? Sige na, tanggapin mo na lang.
uh,
That's the scary part.
yeah, learn a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, see,
so
so this is just episode 1.
I know. But we need to continue topics like this and the learning, and for me the important thing is na there are solutions to this. It starts with us
Mm,
individually
mm,
to speak out, not be afraid,
mm.
and to really hold our principles upright beyond personalities. It has to
Beyond
be.
color, beyond anything social status. Kasi usually ang usapan dyan dati is sa Pilipinas, mayaman, mahirap. Ngayon, hindi na ganun eh. It's
Yeah.
more of like, "Ito, kulay ni ganun, kulay ni ganun." Now it's just really standing as one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is so
All
good.
right.
Cool. Thank you guys. Put it in your comment section. How you guys feel about it? What do you think we should talk about? You could feel free to comment and share this episode. This is episode 1
Yeah, episode
of
1.
what I'm learning to be learning of how it is in politics and in the
Yeah.
Philippines.
Yeah, and it's a good time to do that
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Now, my name is
Alright.
Rico Robles,
Kristan.
and this is
Now
Now
Philippines.
Philippines.